Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. The World Bank has made a statement concerning the federal government's current reforms. The details in a bit. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Thank you. To the news headlines. Don't reverse current reforms, World Bank tells federal government. The World Bank has advised President Bola Tinubu's government to avoid reversing its ongoing economic reforms despite the widespread public outcry over the hardship caused by these policies. According to a Vanguard report, the institution emphasized that any reversal would have severe negative consequences for Nigerians' economic future. These cautions was given as part of discussions surrounding the government's economic decisions, which have been under significant scrutiny since President Bola Tinubu's administration introduced major reforms on its first day in office. These reforms included the removal of fuel subsidies and the unification of the country's multiple foreign exchange systems. Both measures were aimed at stabilizing the nation's economy but have resulted in increased hardships for many citizens. Speaking at a press conference held in Abuja during the launch of the Nigerian Development Update (NDU) report, Dr. Ndiame Diop, the World Bank Country Director for Nigeria, underscored the importance of these reforms. He acknowledged the immediate difficulties they bring out, but pointed to their necessity for long-term economic stability. And I quote, "Reversing these reforms would be detrimental and would spell doom for Nigeria," Ndiop warns. He claimed that the risk of the undoing of these measures were put into place to address the long-standing structural issues in the country's economy. Meanwhile, it should be noted that since the removal of the fuel subsidy, the cost of petrol has skyrocketed, rising from 198 naira to over 1,000 per litre. Additionally, the Nigerian naira has depreciated drastically, with the currency trading over 1,700 to $1 on the parallel market, compared to below 600 before the reforms. However, Nigeria's Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to sustaining these policies. He argued that any deviation would undermine the progress made so far. And I quote, "Together with the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Minister of Budget and National Planning, we've been discussing how to stay on course, tackle inflation, and ensure we live in the right direction," end quote, he said. Now, the World Bank has been quite vocal in its support for these reforms. According to their chief economist, Dermot Gill, these changes are painful but essential for long-term economic growth. He praises the Central Bank of Nigeria's efforts to unify the exchange rates, calling it the most effective exchange rate in 20 years. The World Bank argues that these reforms are necessary to rebuild the foreign reserves, attract investment, and create jobs, particularly in non-oil sectors. Despite this optimism to the least, many Nigerians are feeling pinch. Transportation costs have surged. Food prices have doubled. In fact, everything is at least two times of what it once was. And for those living paycheck to paycheck, the future looks bleak. The citizens are asking, how can we survive with these prices? Public dissatisfaction is growing, with many calling for the government to offer more substantial relief. While international bodies support these reforms, many local economics are more critical. Andrew Mamedu of ActionAid calls the World Bank endorsement insulting to Nigerians who are bearing the brunt of these policies. These critics argue that the government should have implemented stronger social safety nets before enacting such drastic changes. And this is very true because although they are saying that the reforms will pay in the long run, right now, it's not smiling for any of us. With inflation outpacing wages, these reforms are deepening poverty and increasing unemployment. Things are harder than ever before. While fuel prices are high, the cost of electricity is also a growing issue. Despite paying more for electricity, many Nigerians continue to face unreliable power supplies, leading to a dependency on costly generators. The cost of running generators has shot up, further straining businesses and households. For small business owners, this means spending more on fuel than they earn, leading to many to shut down their operations. The combination of rising costs and reduced consumer spending has hit the job market hard. Many businesses have been forced to downsize or shut down, leading to a wave of layoff. Unemployment, which already stood at 33% before these reforms, is only worsening as companies struggle to stay afloat. The lack of job opportunities has left many Nigerians in a state of uncertainty. Then healthcare, which is becoming increasingly out of reach for many Nigerians. The rising cost of medications and medical supplies has left hospitals and clinics struggling to meet demand. Meanwhile, the average citizen is forced to choose between essential medical treatment and other basic needs. Many Nigerians are turning to cheaper, less reliable alternatives, putting their health at risk. Medical professionals warn that without intervention, the health crisis could escalate, especially in rural areas. As these challenges mount, public frustration is turning into action. August saw the protests which erupted in several cities, with citizens calling for relief from the government. Many argue that while the reforms may be necessary, they are coming at too high a cost. Without adequate social protection, many fear that public unrest will continue to grow, further destabilizing the country. For many Nigerians, keeping a roof over their head has become an even greater challenge. Rent prices in urban areas like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt have soared, with landlords increasing rates in response to inflation. In Lagos alone, rent has increased by 20 to 40% in some neighborhoods. The Nigerian middle class is shrinking as the cost of living continues to rise. With inflation outpacing wage growth, the purchasing power of many households has diminished. So, what do you guys think? Will these reforms bring long term prosperity or will they do more harm than good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Until next time, my people, stay strong, stay engaged, and stay hopeful.